What is up guys, I am the Six Machine and welcome back to another Warhammer video. So this video should be up on Christmas Day if the scheduling works all okay. So first off, I wish you a very Merry Christmas and hope that you are able to relax and celebrate with your friends, your families and your loved ones. And if not, I hope that you're doing okay and can at least chat with some friends or maybe have a Skype or Zoom call with them at some point. Basically, just stay safe, have a restful holiday and look after yourselves. For Christmas Day, I wanted to put out a bit more of a fun, tongue-in-cheek video, and so without further ado, let's have a chat about who would make the best Santa Claus in the 40k universe. Feel free to drop any of your suggestions or ideas down in the comments below and disagree with me if you want. These are just 5 people that I looked at as I was going through the Games Workshop website that I thought may well secretly be Santa Claus in the 40k galaxy because of their traits and their lore and their backstory. So just a bit of fun. Don't take it too seriously. I just want to have a look at these 5 people and kind of explain why I think they would make pretty good Santa Clauses. So at number 5 we have someone who has an endless amount of presents locked up safe in his home. That's right, it's Trazyn the Infinite. Why would he make a good Santa? I mean, it's obvious. There will never be a toy or a gift that you want that ends up being sold out. You want that new console, that action figure, that bike, the head of Sebastian Thor, that Primarch? Trazyn has got you covered. And not just that, they're kept incredibly safe and secure in his stasis vaults, so you can be sure that nothing will be getting damaged in transit as he brings his gift to people on Christmas Eve. Trazyn is a collector. He knows his stuff. If you ask for a Rolex or a genuine Nalwood chest of drawers, you can trust that Trazyn is going to get you some legit stuff. He's not going to be bringing you some knockoff made on the cheap version. I mean, usually, anyway, so you know you're getting quality with Santa Trazyn. What also I think makes him quite feasible as a 40k Santa is that he's got his substitutes and his duplicates. You need to get presents across the entire galaxy in one night. That is not only bizarre from a time zone standpoint when you think about it, but it's also really bloody difficult when you only move as fast as a Necron. Enter Trazyn and his army of helpers. Think of them like his elves, except they all look exactly like him. So while the real Trazyn is off bringing gifts to Mars, Armageddon, The Rock, all of his helpers are heading, to the Eye of Terror or stopping by High Fleet Leviathan to make sure that every single person and creature in the galaxy gets their Christmas gift. The main problem with Trazyn as Santa Claus is that he sometimes sees a gift as he's travelling across the galaxy delivering presents, and he sees something that he really, really, really likes. And sometimes, just sometimes, he can't help himself. So if you're ever sat on Holy Terror on Christmas morning waiting for that genuine ossified enslaver husk or that life-size statue of Creed, and it just doesn't show up, your present may well have been a bit too tempting for poor Trazyn to resist. In the number 4 spot for 40k Santa we have the lovable scamp himself. Yes, it is the Red Gobo. I mean, look at him. He's clearly embraced the Christmas spirit like almost no other being in the galaxy has done. He's got the red coat, the hat, the white and red striped gun. He's even got his little handheld Christmas tree with a star on top of it. If you can rely on anyone to get presents across the entire galaxy and make sure that everyone gets exactly what they want, you've got to go with the person who looks like they dove 110% into Christmas in like January, you know what I mean? Like he looks like he has been planning and going the entire year getting into the festive spirit. What the Red Gobo brings as Santa is 2 things. Firstly, as I mentioned, he goes all out. Decorations, the tree, the food, the songs. This is a guy that has been planning Christmas all year long. He really has. He's been planning it all year long, He is invested. And that means that he wants you to have the best Christmas ever as well, and he'll do whatever he can to make sure it happens. His second advantage is that he's small. He's just a wee grot. So if anyone is going to be able to slide down all those chimneys across the galaxy, he's going to be the guy you want. Especially when it comes to, Eldari and Tau chimneys. Their houses have got the smallest, tiniest little chimneys. If you try sending Trazyn down one of those, you're going to wake up with some metal legs dangling above your fireplace on Christmas morning. But not the Red Gobo. He can get in anywhere. Leave your presents under the tree and, after indulging in those tasty milk and cookies you leave out for him, head back up the chimney and on his way to bring gifts to the rest of the galaxy. So he sounds pretty good so far, but he does have his negatives. Yes, he may be great, but there are some things to watch out for as he's travelling across the galaxy. Firstly, his gift choices. They are sometimes a little bit dubious. I mean, yes, you can send him your Christmas list, but well, I'm afraid the Red Gobo just really isn't all that great at reading. In fact, as you can see, almost every word he reads just looks like grenades to him. So that tends to be the kind of present that he leaves under your tree. So just be careful when you're unwrapping your gifts, or you may get a rather explosive surprise. The second thing to be careful about is that the Red Gobo, at the end of the day, is still a greenskin. He absolutely loves teeth. So while he's bringing gifts around on Christmas night, just make sure your mouth isn't open while you're asleep, or you may wake up to find that he's taken a few little souvenirs of his own while he was there. Third up on our 40k Santa list is another famous figure who has a workshop almost the size of an entire planet. Yep, it's Mr. Belisarius Cawl. Now what does Santa need to get his presents all built and sorted ready for Christmas Day? That's right, he needs his workshop in the North Pole. Now imagine that, but across an entire planet and with a lot less snow. But that's Cawl's Christmas workshop. He has millions, if not billions, of helpers who, every day over the year, spend their time building, crafting, putting together and packing all the presents and gifts that people ask for from all across the galaxy. It's an extremely busy job, and Cawl barely has enough time for his own personal side projects like, creating an entire new range of Space Marines, for example. But he loves it. Creating and bringing new and improved gifts to people across the galaxy is one of the things that Cawl absolutely loves the most, and he happily spends his days in his workshop making sure that every single little toy, game and present perfectly meets his high expectations. Luckily for Cawl, he also has an exceptionally good and local post service in the form of the Battlefleet Solar. When they're not busy defending Terra and the rest of the Segmentum, they're often out and about gathering supplies or delivering things for Cawl. But on Christmas night, the entire fleet is dispatched to travel through the warp and bring presents to all corners of the galaxy. Luckily for the Imperium, all the other factions are far too busy getting an early night's sleep in preparation for Christmas Day, or else they may quickly notice that Terra is left practically defenseless on Christmas Eve as Belisarius sends out all those ships filled to the brim with wrapped up boxes. Now Cawl has all the markings of a great Santa. He's great at making things, he has the logistics of an entire planet to help him build his presents and an entire battle fleet to deliver them. He's very organised and efficient, you could say he runs like clockwork, and he even has the red coat like Santa. But there is one big downside to having Cawl as your Santa Claus. He does like to tinker. He is a tinkerer. You may ask for a new Mars pattern lasgun or a Tigress pattern bolter, but what you'll probably get is an X4 Cawl pattern Supreme Deluxe Edition lasgun with dual scoped infrared sight and automatic coffee blender with sprinkles on top. And sometimes that's just not what you want. It's like asking for a PS5 and getting a supercomputer the size of a garage instead. Sure, it may technically be better, but that isn't what you asked for. So when you're writing your list for Cawl, make sure you are explicit in what you want. Say that you want your Mars pattern lasgun with no additions, no changes, no modifications. You just want the base unit. You've got to be really, really detailed and, really get that fine print in there, or else he is likely to have a bit of a tinker with your Christmas gift before he gives it to you. So now we're down at the final two. Who will be the number one Santa of the 40k galaxy? Well, at number 2 we have, you guessed it, it's Grandpappy Nurgle himself. So think about it. He loves bringing joy and happiness and tradition and love to the world, and he's constantly bringing gifts to everyone, whether that's in the form of a new tentacle bursting from their stomach, an extra eye popping from their head, or even just something as simple as a cold. He loves to laugh and always has a jolly, enormous sense of humour. He has the belly and the jingling bells like Santa, and he even has his own incredibly friendly reindeer in the form of the Beasts of Nurgle. I mean, just look at the grin on the eyes of one of his great unclean ones. Between them and the plague bearers and his little friendly Nurglings, Grandfather Nurgle has plenty of help to make sure that his concoctions and gifts are more than ready in time for Christmas and can be spread far and wide across the galaxy. Now, there isn't too much more to say about Nurgle, I don't think. He fits the look, he fits the feel of Santa Claus, and of course, he has one of the easiest times bringing his gifts across the galaxy, as he can just materialize his demons wherever he wants to make sure that all those stockings are filled and all those presents are left under the tree. The only real problem that Nurgle has as Santa Claus is that he is in many ways a bit too keen. He loves giving people presents all year round, and he constantly tries to share his love and happiness every single day. And I don't know about you, I'm sure some people would love it, but the idea of Christmas every single day definitely fills me with a little bit of dread. So Papa Nurgle, just relax, take it easy for the rest of the year, and then don your jolly red suit on Christmas Eve and bring us all your wonderful, slimy, oozing presents then. So let's go back. We've had Trazyn, the Red Gobo, Belisarius Call, and finally Papa Noel. All very good choices for a 40k Santa Claus. But who could the number one spot be? Who could be the number one best Santa Claus for the 40k galaxy? I'll give you a few moments to try and guess. You know, have a think about who it could be, who you would like to see dressed in that jolly red suit and the hat. You guess yet? Any ideas? Okay, here we go. Yes, it's the man with the beard, the reindeer, the sleigh. It's Logan Grimnar himself. He's got it all. A little bit of a paunch, a little bit of red on the cloak. He lives in a cold, frozen, icy land filled with snow. He has a sled and some loyal Fen reindeer, and boy, does he have stories to tell. He loves to come by and drink your mead and eat your food and leave you gifts of talismans, trinkets, and tales of the foes he slaughtered. Could there be anyone more Christmassy? Between his workforce of over 1,000 Space Marines and thousands upon thousands of chapter serfs and aspirants, he has plenty of helpers to build those Christmas presents throughout the year, and I am absolutely 100% sure that with some kind of personal refractor field, Logan can easily fly his sled up into the sky and travel across the galaxy through the vacuum of space to deliver all those gifts to the races of the galaxy. Now I know what you're thinking. Yes, his sled does look a little bit on the small side to carry an entire galaxy's worth of presents, but obviously, he stacks what he can inside the sleigh and then carries a long trail of presents in sacks and void shield protected bags behind his sled. They obviously couldn't put that on the model that you can see on the screen now because it would just make it far too big and delicate as you transported it around, but for sure that is how it looks in real life. So there you have it, the 5 characters who are most likely to secretly be Santa Claus in the 40k universe. I like to think that as Logan sets off to deliver all those presents, Bjorn comes out of his slumber and tells the younger aspirants of tales from years gone past, of Christmas and how Logan came to be the 40k Santa, all sat around a nice roaring fire with chestnuts and carols and decorations all around. And in fact, that just reminds me, that's another thing, Logan clearly likes to sing. I mean, look at him. If there is a chance to get up and roar out a good Christmas tune, he's going to be the one to do it. You just know that as he's flying around the galaxy on his sled, he is belting out some absolute Christmas bangers across his Vox. But there we go, that's it. Let me know in the comments who you think might secretly be the 40k Santa if you disagree with any of my picks, and I do hope that you have an absolutely wonderful, happy and safe Christmas. I'll be back with more videos in the new year, guys. Thank you so much for the support you have shown me so far as I've moved into more 40k content this year. I am really enjoying it, and I hope you are too. I hope that I'll be able to do more and more videos at a quicker pace as we go into 2021. But once again, thank you very much, and have a very Merry Christmas, guys. I will catch you next year. Bye for now.